Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Up with Jamie. Thank you so much for joining me either live or on replay. Really appreciate it. Feel free to ask any questions or chime in. And we're going to get started. I just want to get my computer up and running so I can follow along with comments and make sure I'm live in the right spot, which is always a good thing. I'm going to move my thing a little bit closer. I always get a little, like it's a little far away and I don't really realize it until I go live. And here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to tell everyone right now. My phone stand is broken. So literally at any time it could completely collapse and we would have a hot mess on our hands. I promise to invest in a new one. But for now, this is what we're left with. Hopefully it won't completely collapse. That would be bad. So how's everyone doing tonight? Is everyone well? Please tell me everyone's doing well. Hi, Trudy. Hi, Paula and Karen. Hello. Oh, thank you, Karen. That was very kind of you. Thank you for sharing. Am I still really all helter-skelter here with my camera? Hi, Terry. I know. I'm waiting for it just like the phone to completely drop. And then will be some issues, but hopefully it won't. My goodness. Okay, let's get started. I'm super excited about tonight's card. I feel like I say it every week, but it really is true every single week. And I think we're just going to dive right in. So here's our card. Here's a closer look at it. I think when I make ours tonight, I'm going to move everything up just a little bit. It's a little low and I didn't really realize that until I was all done and I was like, oh, it's a little low. So, we're going to move that up a little bit, but, it uses a new bundle for me. I just got this, let's see, last week or so. It's one that I've had my eye on and, it didn't make the first cut order, so to speak, but it certainly is in my possession now and I love it. So it's called the All Things Fabulous stamp set. It's a multi-step stamp. That's a tongue twister there. Hey, Amy. And it says it's a 2-step, but it's really even like a 3-step. The images are at 85%, so they are a little bigger than they show here. Some really great sentiments down here. You know, I love my sentiments. I'm here for you. Nobody gets me like you do. Come on, so good. And then tonight we're using the Wishing You All Things Fabulous. And it's meant to be layered one with others, these flowers. And what's kind of neat, hopefully the camera can pick it up. So I've already taken a lot of the images off, but let's see here, not this way. If you look, oh dear, hold on. I need like a white background. Is that better if I do that? It's a little hard to see. Hold on, if I get this cardstock behind it, will that help? Okay, that's a little better. So if you look, Stampin' Up! Has labeled all of these images so that you can kind of figure out which goes to which. It's a little confusing even with the labels a little bit, but the labels do certainly help. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Christina. So we have like 1A would be this guy, 1B, and then 1C. Can you see that? See, 1A, 1B, and then 1C, they all go together. And then you have 2A, which is this guy, 2B, and then 2C. Okay, and then there's another flower. I'm not using this one tonight, but 3A, 3B, and 3C. So if you're kind of wondering what does this go to, because that can be a little tricky, everything's labeled. So it's just a matter of figuring out what number and then getting all the numbers, or all the letters, excuse me, that coincide. Hi, Julie. Oh, good, Denise. I'm glad you were able to see that. Good, good. So, although this looks a little intimidating, the way Stampin' Up! Has labeled the actual images is really, really helpful. It does come as a bundle. I always try to use bundles Wednesday night because they just make everything easier. It's called the Fabulous Florals Dies, and that's what these look like here. They cut out the stamped images, but then you have this really fun, almost like lattice image, and we're going to be using that tonight as well. So let's just dive in. I'll probably talk more about it as we get going, and I will say ahead of time that I am although I said it last week, I am probably going to run out of adhesive at some point. So I have my refill right next to me and we'll be able to do that. But my card base is Petal Pink cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 here. I have to tell you a story about my nails before I go any further, because you're going to notice that they're a little small on me. So are you guys, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Color Street. It's a company that puts out, like, this is their, like stickable, like stickers, but it's actual nail polish. Anyway, so my daughter got these for Christmas last year. She never used them. And I thought, you little stinker, I'm going to try them. So they're meant for like little hands. That's why they're not like quite big enough for my big fingernails. But so if you're looking going, her nails don't look quite right. You're right. They're too small, but they're so fun. I'm like, I'm going to take them. Okay, so 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, Petal Pink cardstock. Last week I talked about this designer series paper, and I'm using it again. I don't mean to use the same kind of paper 2 weeks in a row, but they're just like my go-to designer series paper. So Stampin' Up! Makes designer series paper in all of the color families, and there's 2 sheets, 4 designs of each color in each pack. So this is the, last week I used, what did I use last week? I don't remember. Was it soft suede? I don't really remember. But today we're using the Petal Pink one. So this is kind of the wood green side. And then on the back, it's got like these phrases and words and whatnot. I love Color Street, use them a lot. Oh, good, Michelle. This is my first time using them. I've never done them before, and I figured I would try out my daughters before I invested, and I really like them. I type for a living, so the fact that they've held up now for like 48 hours is kind of impressive, honestly. Okay, here's my adhesive, guys. I'm telling you, I'm probably going to run out. So just bear with me. I haven't actually changed one, so we'll have, you know, it's always fun doing new things live. No pressure. This piece, by the way, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm trying to get a lot. Oh, maybe it's not. I cut it too small. No, did I only cut it at 4 or 5 1/4? I cut it at, oh dear. Well, sugars, because this was my last sheet. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut my cardstock. Hold on. Golly, how did I do that one? That's what I get for rushing today. Okay, so I'm gonna cut, don't do this because, well, don't, unless you want it to look like this, but I'm gonna cut my cardstock to make it fit. Does that fit? Yeah, okay, so this should have been 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I was a quarter short, and it's my last one. Like, I don't have another one of these sheets. So it was a make it work moment. I told you, nothing like doing this stuff live and have things kind of go helter-skelter. Okay, so I just realized I don't have my embossing folder out. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I do, here it is. Okay, so next I took a panel of Whisper White cardstock. You're gonna get the glare. And I already did it ahead of time. I used the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. I always feel like these pictures quite like don't do it justice because this is just a really, really stunning embossing folder. If you're looking for a new embossing folder, I highly, highly recommend this one. I already did it ahead of time. And what I love about this is that the positive and then the negative, although they're the same pattern, they look so different. They just have a different feel to them depending on which side you want to use. This is like, has like the, all the texture, and this one has like the indenter going in. I just love that. It's gonna change the look of my card a little bit, but not that much. So this is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I already embossed it again. The Dainty Diamonds. I had to look. Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. Love it. And I already did that ahead of time. For anything that's embossed, I am going to use the Stampin' Plus seal because it does have a little bit more oomph to it. Technical term. And just holds everything. It makes a little bit better contact and will hold everything really well. So I'm adhering this on a panel of mint macaron cardstock, which is just 1/8 of a size bigger. If you want to know that particular, it's 3 5/8 by 4 7/8 mint macaron. So petal pink, whisper white, mint macaron, and then eventually we're going to use just jade. So that's my color palette tonight. Isn't that pretty? I think it's so just soft and feminine. Perfect for like a floral card. Okay, so then we're going to adhere, yes, I have to double check. Am I doing everything I'm supposed to? Adhere this to my card front. Again, if I had used the correct dimensions, it would look a little bit longer, but overall it's going to look pretty similar. Okay, so next I use this lattice die. Again, Fabulous Florals dies. I already did it ahead of time because let me tell you, you're going to have a million little pieces with this thing. So many little pieces, but it's just so beautiful. I mean, you could use that kind of a center and then do something here. Tonight, I'm using it a little lower. You could use it like there. I mean, goodness, you could use it for anything. I thought it just was such a pretty detail. And I'm going to adhere it down with liquid glue. Oh, thanks, Karen. You know me, my 3 colors. I don't stray unless I have to. But rarely do I go more than 3 colors. You're going to notice that I'm actually not putting a ton of liquid glue on this. I only put like 9 dots because I want it to kind of still, what's the word I want? Almost like flap a little bit. Me and my technical terms. Again, I'm going to go a little higher than I did in my sample card because I just think I want to see what that would look like. You love the colors I chose. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like it, Karen. Other Karen. Okay, so see how this kind of stays lifted on the ends? That's what I really like. So there's enough glue on there that it's not going anywhere, but still at the same time, it's almost like a 3D a little bit. Oh, thanks, Paula. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, let's work on our flowers here. If you're a little concerned about doing a multi-step stamping, I would recommend using the Stamparatus. I'm not going to use it tonight because I felt very comfortable when I was kind of doing my testing and making the sample card. Watch me regret it like immediately. But we should be good in theory. Let's see here. Which one do I want to start with? I'm going to start with the more circular floral. So let me show you this one here. So I'm going to use this one, and that one. Now they're labeled, this one in particular is labeled 2. So 2A, 2B, 2C. By rights, I should be able to start with this one here, okay? But I actually find that starting with a smaller one in a darker color is easier when I go to do the placement. Because for this one especially, I'm using petal pink, so it's a subtle color, it's a pastel, that's the word I'm looking for, and I'm going to stamp off first. So when I stamp this off in a pastel color, it's going to be really hard for me to see this one when I try and layer because it's so light colored. So when I was kind of making today's card and fiddling with it a little bit, I found it's actually better to start with this middle guy because that one's going to go full strength color. I'm not going to stamp off. And then when I go to use the other one, it's just going to be easier. So kind of doing things a little bit backwards. I think then, well, I guess it's whatever you feel works best for you. Did I move this again? I don't dare mess with my phone. It's going to go, it's going to just go flying one of these times. Oh dear. Okay. So this is 2B, or not to be. And petal pink ink, and I'm going to go straight onto my card. Oops, hold on, let me get it better. Oops, I tapped the paper, the cardstock. So straight on, I'm not stamping off, bam. Wait, I still need this. What am I doing? This is what I'm done with. So when I go to stamp this off of it, it's a couple things that you're going to want to look for, and let me kind of get my... So I like to use my scissors as my pointer. So see how there's like this kind of groove here? Well, that aligns to this kind of groove over here. And then like these 2 dots here will align with those 2 dots there. And so all these like negative little pieces that don't get inked up layer over one another. And that's what you're going to use to kind of figure out your placement. I think my phone is slowly sagging. You'll have to let me know if all of a sudden it just goes kablunk. I don't think I have any multi-step stamps. I've always been afraid of lining them up. Yes, so if you're a little unsure, use the Stamparatus, because you basically, well, the difference would be, if I was using the Stamparatus, is I would put my stamp right on there and see how I can kind of play and find exactly where it goes, right? Like it goes there. I would pick it up with my hinge and then know, bam, I'm getting right where it needs to be. But I feel pretty confident. Maybe I should have used the Stamparatus to demo it. We'll see. If this doesn't work, then I'll get it out and we'll demo it. Okay, so I inked it up. I'm stamping off first because I want a lighter shade. And then I'm going to find my grooves. I'm going to move this down. I'm sorry if it's a little out of camera, but I need it a little closer to me. There. It's gonna bounce off your head. It is, Terry. I swear it's like slowly creeping. Like I'm so afraid to even touch it. I'm not gonna lie. So someone in my family who will remain anonymous, I will allow him to stay anonymous, broke it. And so it's literally held together right now with duct tape. But each week, it's like slowly the duct tape isn't working anymore. And so I just need to buy a new one, honestly. I just need to bite the bullet and be like, just do it. Okay, so this is what we're left with. Okay, like pretty spot on, actually. That's kind of pretty good if you ask me. And again, I'm going to look for like those little negative cracks and crevices. I'm going to go full strength again. And even though I'm doing full strength on full strength, because you're layering the ink, it will look a little bit darker. Not tremendously, but you can see that, you can kind of see where it was stamped. Okay, whoops. Now the same thing goes, let's see here, for this one. This one, this one, this one. So 1A, 1, 2, 1B. I'm going to start with 1B. Let's see here. 1B is going to be full strength. Okay. And then 1A will be stamped off. I love that Stampin' Up! Labeled them. And I'm going to try, and it also helps to have really clean blocks, which mine aren't because I never clean them. It's so bad. Are you guys good about cleaning your blocks? I work in my basement, my craft, we have our finished basement, and that's where my craft area is. And so it just takes enough effort for me to have to go upstairs to clean my blocks that I never do it. So bad. Okay, like this one would be easier because if your block isn't clean, then you can't see through as easily. And that's the whole benefit of having a photopolymer stamp, especially when doing multi-step stamping, is that you can look right through it and see where it's going. Ooh, this one's a little trickier. Okay, ta-da! You try to clean them. I should learn from you, Heather. I just don't. They get all junky, especially now that we have the cling stamps. They just, I don't know. I get lazy, I guess. Okay. So again, if you don't feel super confident, use your Stamparatus. And if you don't want to, then don't. I'm just trying to think. I think I can do that crooked. Okay, so I kind of ran out of blocks, small blocks at least. So I put all 3 of my leaves on one. We'll see if this works. And I stamped them in Just Jade ink. I was kind of thinking of switching it up and just doing mint macaron. Oh, what to do. Let's do the mint macaron and see what it looks like. Poodles ones are through blocks, through the dishwasher. Oh, that's a good idea. I'm always running that. My poor dishwasher gets quite the workout around here. Okay, so in my sample card, I stamped the leaves in Just Jade, and you feel like cleaning your blocks too, Lynn. Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one around here. But this one I'm going to Stampin' Mint Macaron. I don't know. I just kind of want to see what different colors were. Look, you know, if you've watched before, that Wednesday nights I always kind of, well, not always, but if I want to, now is the time to switch things up a little bit and do things maybe differently. And then we compare, right? We compare to see which one we like more, and whatnot. So, oops. Oh, I forgot about the little things. Hold on. Wow. I didn't even block these up. I completely forgot about them. Poor little flower buds. So, where's my sample card? So I actually did they're barely noticeable, but they are there. I have one of them kind of poking out this way, and then another one here. So this is where it gets a little tricky, okay? In your dies, they're all as one piece, one continuous flower. In your stamp set, they're separate. Okay, so you have, let's see here, this one with this, I think it is, yeah, and then this one with that. And then you could do another little stamp in the, I didn't, but I guess we could do it now. So they're different pieces, so it gets a little tricky. And as I was prepping for tonight's demonstration, I figured, and I found, watch me try it, and it's completely doesn't work, is to stamp and then, no, to cut it and then stamp. So first cut out the dies, cut out the cardstock, and then stamp over it. Bear with me here because I didn't get these on blocks. So it's going to take me just a second here. So first, let's do the little stems. I have so much stuff all over the place. Okay. Okay, so this is the littlest guy. He is pretty little. He's like super, super little. He goes to this one. And I had stamped him in Just Jade, but actually maybe we'll stamp him still in Just Jade. I don't know. I'm feeling like, why not? Okay, so I'm actually going to move him really close to me. I apologize. I might even actually be off screen, but I need to get it pretty close in order to see where I'm stamping. Okay, so there's the little bottom bit. Not the bottom bit, the stem. All my florists and gardeners just shook their heads. The bottom bit. I do not have a green thumb at all. Not even the least bit. Okay, so this is the other stem. It's a little longer and it curves differently. I guess that's the main way you can tell which one's which. You don't want your cardstock curling, so uncurl it if it's curling. Mine was. Listen, this is either going to work or it's not. It worked on my sample. You have to have a steady hand. Oh, that's pretty good too. We're going to take that. Okay, and then next, I don't think I'm going to do the double stamping because it's such a tiny little piece of flower. So this guy, he almost has like 3 little buds on him. Is going to go on the littlest one, kind of that's going left. I'm forever calling flowers and leaves the wrong names. It's just not my thing. My parents love gardening and I just can't stand it. I don't have the patience. Someone said that they were similar to me, and then as they got older, they kind of had a love for it. So, you know, there's hope. Maybe as time goes on, I'll get an interest. Okay, and then the other one, if I can find it, where is it? Is that it? Hold on. I cannot, that one, okay. So that one has like 2 little buds on it. Is gonna go on the other one here. So again, I found it, first I stamped and then tried to cut it out, and it was really hard to figure out placement. Again, maybe if I had used the Stamparatus, it would have been easier. But honestly, I think if you just cut out and then very steadily, a steady hand stamp, you'll be fine. You like veggie gardening? Oh, that's good. That way it's like productive, right? Like you actually can reap the benefit from it. I don't like any kind of gardening. I want to do gardening flowers, but everything I touch dies. Oh no. Oh, I know, snakes and bugs, yes. So we have snakes in our yard. And it's pretty much why I don't go in our backyard. Single-handedly the reason. I hate snakes. Ugh. I can do pretty much anything. I do not do snakes. So I think everybody kind of has something, right? Their one thing that they don't like. Okay, so I'm just getting the dies out right now. While I'm doing that, be sure to head over to my store, check out all the good fun product that went into this card and snatch it up. It's definitely a good one. A good one and a keeper. It's you're gonna want it for sure. And this card is pretty, like, I dazzled it up with lots of layers and lots of flowers, and you could definitely keep it a lot simpler and maybe only do like one flower and one leaf or whatever. So according to what, you know, you're looking for and your style and that sort of thing. But I think this is something that everyone could really use. And if you don't really like the multiple steps, you could just do the outer flower. You didn't have to do the whole thing. Off camera here, I'm just cutting everything out. You garden, but weeds love you. Oh man, see, that's the frustrating part. I feel like even like the second you're done weeding, they're already growing back. For sure. And also keep in mind that September 1st starts a new sign-on promotion to join the Stampin' Up family. We have lots of fun around here. We get lots of goodies, and we get to pre-order. And the promotion right now is a pretty good one. It will start September 1st and run until the end of September. So with your $99 startup kit, you pick $125 of product that you like. You get to pick it. It's not something that's chosen for you ahead of time. And it ships free, which is another huge savings, honestly. And then in it, you will get 16 card kits and 2 stamp sets to help you make the cards. So really great promotion. All the details went out in my newsletter this kind of afternoon. So if you saw my newsletter come through, be sure to check that. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, that was the last one. You guys were patient while I cut those out. And I did that one ahead of time. Okay, shall we start putting things together? This is where it gets real fun. So let me get my adhesive and my card and some pretty ribbon. So in my card here, I used the basket weave ribbon. I'm switching it up a little bit, and I'm going to use this kind of gingham ribbon instead. I do too, Amy. I do too. I will literally go running down the street screaming if my son's like, "Look, mommy, a snake," because he knows he like tortures me and he finds it funny. I do not. I go screaming down the street like a scared little girl. Okay, so I'm going to layer my flowers here a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of tear and tape to kind of secure them in place. Whoops. Tear and tape is fun, but it can be a little tricky to peel. But once you get it started, it comes right off. But, okay, so I think I want it a little bit, you know, these aren't going to come out exactly. There's just no way. I'm going to try. It's always going to be a little variation. Oh, thanks, Christy. I thought I'd switch it up. Same color, but a different kind of look. Okay. For my leaves, all I do is I put like a strip of adhesive on the back, and then I hold it because I kind of like to play with the placement while I'm looking at it. Well, I like it in the mint macaron. It's not quite as strong. Is that going to catch? Do I have, of course, I'm like trying to adhere it to a spot that doesn't have any adhesive. That's not going to work. Okay, that one. So that's like the 3 leaves there. Then I have a littler one, which is going to kind of stick out like there. Then this little leaf of mine is going to go kind of flush to the bottom. And then I have the 2 little sprigs. I don't know what those called. What are like the little buds? The buds. I have 2 little buds. One there and one over here. I just have to make sure I've had adhesive down to grab them. This one's going to go up here. kind of like behind it, but I still want it sort of poking its little head through. And then this one, the same. Like it's kind of hidden, but it's there. That one's kind of flapping in the wind. I might move him a little bit. I don't know, play with it. Play with it until you get the kind of end result that you like. And then I'm gonna switch up the ribbon. Oh dear, where are my scissors? Sorry, I didn't have my scissors ready. And I'm gonna just fold it over on itself. Cut it. And how did I do this? I think I did it holding it. I played with the ribbon so much. Oh my goodness. I had it there, I had it here, I had it everywhere, really. No, see, I don't like it, and then I pull it off. You gotta play with it until you get... Are you guys particular about your ribbon tails? Like, they have to be as similar. Like, if they're a pretty tight angle, I try and get them both like that. I'm not perfect at it, by no means. Okay, let's try that again. So, actually, I think I want it like that. And then, yeah, that's better. Okay, and then I kind of had it like crooked. I considered it putting it like straight on, but then I kind of liked it sort of cockeyed to one corner. And of course I use dimensionals to adhere it down. Now dimensionals are great also to kind of keep things in place. So I'm going to strategically place my dimensionals kind of like overlapping the seams, my floral seams, so to speak, to make sure that they're all held really well together. And then I have a couple of mini dimensionals for the leaves and such, just to kind of grab the end and make sure they're not going anywhere and they're all stayed in place. That should be enough. I like my dimensionals. I don't use them. I use them a lot. Okay, whoops. But then you'll be covered with them because that's what inevitably happens. So you'll have to let me know which one you like more. This one, I switched up. I made it, my florals, a little bit higher in the card. I switched up the leaf ink color, and I switched up the ribbons color. Same color, not same. It's the same color, just different ribbon. And I'm gonna have them kind of like, I don't know, there. My thing is I don't want them too far off. As much as I like things kind of overlap or like overhanging on my card, I mail my cards. So they have to be practical enough that I can get them in an envelope. Of course, I could always make an envelope, but it's just so much easier to make everything fit on your card. Okay, so we're almost done. Hang in there, just 2 more things and we'll be all set. If you've been watching and haven't yet left a note of some sort, a comment, please do so. I'm gonna try and fix my phone again. The thing's gonna fall, I'm telling you. I apologize that we are watching at an angle tonight. I will make a better attempt at having everything more straight next week. Okay, our sentiment, wishing you all things fabulous. Such a fun sentiment. It could just be a great, like, thinking of you sentiment, or it could easily be a birthday sentiment. I'm stamping it in the mint macaron ink, and I'm going to cut it as slim as I can get it. Let's see if I can get my trimmer on here. So, ooh, is that straight? Hold on. Hold on, I'm going to do that again. It's almost like it's not straight on the block. Let me fix it. So if you're not sure, use your grid paper. Because it is photopolymer, so it will warp. Not warp, but I could make it a curved sentiment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let's do that again. No worries, Roz. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing well. It's getting to be a little coolish here at night. There's a nice breeze out, fall's in the air, so I love it. I'm happy as anything. Fall is my favorite. I actually really don't even like summer. It's too hot. I don't like the heat. Okay, so my sentiment, I'm going to trim as close as I can without cutting into the words. One side. I try and kind of keep even distance on the ends. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks, Denise. Appreciate it, everyone. You're so encouraging. And let's, wrong way. I'm going to have it like that. So I'm going to use mini dimensionals over on the end here. I'm actually going to use 2. 1, 2. I don't know how I got little red bits on my mini dimensionals. I don't know if I dropped it in an ink pad once or what, but my mini dimensionals are pink. I actually kind of like it down there. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. One more mini dimensional. It's still hot in Florida. Oh, yuck. Oh no. Well, I guess it is here too. I mean, during the day it's hot, the sun is hot, but like right now, if you went outside, it's definitely like cool. It's just nice at night to be able to open up the windows and have a nice breeze. It's my favorite. It makes me so happy. Like, I'm just so happy. Exactly. It's been beautiful at night. I've had the windows open the past few days. I'm not missing. Yeah, either am I. I actually can't stand the air conditioning. We don't have central. And so we have the annoyingly, ridiculously loud window machines or whatever they're called, which I'm very grateful for. I'm so grateful in the dead of summer when it's, you know, blistering hot out, but they're just so annoying after a while, the noise of them. So I will happily shut them off for the cooler nights. I don't know. I like this a lot. I like it lower. You see this a little bit more. And one last thing. Oh dear, what did I do with them? Hold on. Oh, there they are. I added a few rhinestones. A little bling. Why not? Could use pearls. Whoops, where'd that guy go? Pearls would be very dainty as well. I thought the rhinestones added a nice little bling. So that's, do I want one there? I think I want one like there. Can I get it there? Oh, I can. Perfect. You haven't had any AC all summer, Karen. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I hope you like the heat. Okay, so that's the final product. So I switched things up a little bit, but totally doable. Again, depending on what your look, like the look you're kind of going for and the feel. I like them both. You'll have to let me know which one you like more. Of course, the size is a little off because my one size was not the correct. But so this, just a reminder, the All Things Fabulous bundle. You want it. So definitely head over to my store, check it out, ask any questions. If you haven't left a comment yet, please do so. As soon as I'm doing here, I'm going to draw a name for someone to receive tonight's card. And starting September 1st, be sure to check out the new sign-on promotion to join. So thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight. It's always a pleasure. I always have a blast with you, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.